Jai Hind all of you. I am Manish Kumar, Assistant Professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering at Akgec Engineering College. So, today I am going to brief about a topic in a subject web technology, that is XML. Okay, XML is extensible markup language. Okay, so first of all we should know what is the purpose of using XML, why we use XML, what is the usage of it, and where we will use it. Okay, so as we know that we have already know about the markup language, one of the common markup language, that is called as HTML, that is hypertext markup language. And we know that around 1989, the inventor of HTML, Tim Berners-Lee in 1989 gave the concept of extended markup language. ठीक है ना? What happened actually कि what he is a physicist and he is trying to transfer a page from one system to another system. Remotely he want to transfer. ठीक है? Means plain text to, he convert that plain text into hypertext. Then there a concept of HTML come to being, and in 1990 it has been named as HTML, hypertext markup language, where we will use to transfer data from one place to another place. Okay, so today my contents will be what is XML, differentiation of XML from HTML, DTD, there is a term used in XML, DTD, that is document description, document type description. Okay, internal DTD, external DTD, and at last I will discuss about the XML schema. Okay, so as I have told you that HTML around when the trend is changing, when the internet is coming lot and we are talking lot about www, that is World Wide Web, it is a period where this HTML comes into picture. Okay, so what happened, we know that whenever we open a web browser, we used to see a beautiful page opening on a web browser, right? Web browser, for example, we have Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Safari, Firefox. There are a lot of web browsers. So web browser used to translate those written text, those written elements in the form of a picture. Okay, so we used to see the web pages here, and we know that a number of web pages will give rise to website. Okay, so the markup language which is used to design these web pages is called as HTML, hypertext markup language, right? And we know that we have lot of predefined tags in HTML, lot of predefined tags. We need to keep in mind those tags while designing a page, है ना? And there is a simple tag called as HTML, which gives us a hint that we are going to write tags in an HTML, different tags over there. Okay, so HTML is used to just for a display purpose, and XML is used to store that information. For example, we have a registration page. Okay, we have a registration page. Name is there, first name is there, last name is there, branch, section, lot of information is there, right? Now we want to keep this information on a client machine. We want to save it in a database, है ना? So what happened? We use some sort of scripting. For example, JavaScript is used, submit button is there, we used to click that button and all the information is stored in the database. Okay, and for example, I just explain you with the help of an example. For example, if I have input, there is an account field is there where I have put the account information, है ना? And I have clicked submit, and that account information will be saved in a database. For example, in between the transmission, a hacker is there, and hacker changed this account number. It means that the account number which is saved in database is changed. Then is there any proof with me that I have input the right account number of my account number? because hacker is in between and that hacker changed that account number. So what is the proof? So we need to store some information on our machine. Okay. So for storing the information, we used XML, right? We use XML, that is extensible markup language. Extensible markup language. Markup means we used to like in HTML. Similarly, we used to write the tags in these angular brackets. We give some, that is markup. ठीक है ना. Extensible means we can create our own tags. So it gives the flexibility as compared to HTML. XML gives the flexibility to a user to use its own tags, right? So extensible markup language, it is software and hardware independent tool for storing and transporting data, right? Now let me explain with the help of an example. For example, there are two friends talking to each other. Okay, two friends are talking to each other. They are sharing some information. Okay, they are sharing some information, right? In their own language. In their own language. Okay. Now what happened? In place of these two friends, I replace these two friends with the system. This is 1, this is 2, or we can say that this is client user 1 or user 2 or client server, right? Now the same information we want to transmit from client to server. So if they are using, for example, they are using English, Hindi or any mode. Okay. Now tell me, in the same mode these computer will communicate or not? No, they will not communicate. So for the communication between these two systems, what we need to do? The language which they are using, we need to convert that language into some structured way. Number one, that language should be in proper structure, right? That should follow some, it should be more formatted. I can say more formatted. Okay, number 2. And number 3 is that communication should follow some set of rules. Or we say some protocols, right? Then only it is possible to communicate between these two systems. So the features which I have written here, these all are the features of XML, right? So for the proper communication, it means that we can say that XML is used to store data or information, number 1, and it is used to communicate, for do communication, right? So XML, extensible markup language, is a markup language like HTML. So I have explained why we call that XML is designed to store and transport data with the help of this example. Okay, XML was designed to be self-descriptive. Self-descriptive means we have our tags, our own tags, that is, or we can say here we will use user defined tags. Okay, so XML is quite self-descriptive, means it has descriptive, means we are keeping information. I have just given an example of a registration page, right? So all the information is kept in XML. So what information? Sender information, number 1, receiver information, number 2, it has a heading and also it has a message. Just I have shown you with the help of example. Okay, so I think it will be clear ki what is XML. Okay, now for example, I have used here a tag, not tag is there, to tag is there, from tag is there, heading tag is there, body tag is there, and at last I have closed this note. All the tags are closing, right? So there is another major difference between HTML and XML. HTML and XML, there is another major difference, that is, in HTML we have predefined tags, right? But in XML we can say that we have, it has more flexibility, so it is user defined tags. Okay, so all the tags are user defined, right? now the question is that, sir, I have written a simple XML. For example, I have written here a simple XML. What example? For example, I have written here, I have make a root tag that is called as friend list, and that root tag will consist of sub tag having a friend. Okay. Under that I have a name tag is there. I have written a name, for example Ram. Close this, one friend, second friend, again I have opened, sorry, close this, again opened, friend, again name, Gopal is my second friend, name, close tag, then friend tag is again closed. Okay, out of this I have said that I have used a tag called as friend list, sorry, best friend, best friend. Out of those friend, my best friend is, name is, let us say Ram. Okay, close this name, close the friend tag, then close the best friend tag, right, and then close the friend list. So I can say that this is my simple XML. Okay. Now the question is that, sir, how you will say that this XML is a proper formatted XML? I do not forget to close any tag, because in HTML there may be tags which are not closed. There may be some tags are not closed. You all know that, for example, that BR tag, है ना? We need not to close this BR tag in HTML. There may be a possibility that tags are not closed, but in XML what happened? It is compulsory to close the tags. Okay. So for example, I forget to close this tag. Then this is a small example, but when we making a bigger files, then there is a possibility that error may come. Then what happened? So nowadays there are lot of online tools are available. You can just open the Google and just type online XML formatter tools. You just write online XML formatter tools. So lot of tools were there. You just copy this your XML there and just click on format. Okay, then you will just see it is formatted in some format. Okay, so XML and HTML were designed with different goals, right? XML was designed to carry data, as already we have discussed, with focus on what data is. Okay, what data is. HTML was designed to display data, okay, with focus on how data looks. Okay, means XML is used to store the data and HTML is used to display the data, how it looks. Okay, XML tags are not predefined like HTML tags are. Okay, so these points can be used as a differentiation, right, to write the differentiation between HTML and XML. Okay, so XML simplifies the things. What things? It simplifies data sharing, it simplifies data transport, it simplifies platform changes and data availability, right? Now DTD. So as I have said that there is a proper format. Okay, how I will say that my XML document is well formed? When I will say कि my XML document is well formed, whenever this XML document follows some set of rules, some principles, writing assumptions, syntaxes, proper syntax. If those rules were followed, then I will call that my XML is well formed. Then how we will come to know? For that we should know about document type definition, DTD. So what DTD is? DTD will define the structure simply. Okay, and that structure, if we follow that structure and my document will follow that structure, then we call that it is well formed. Okay, so describes the structure. What type of structure? Tree structure is there. Tree structure means just I have, see here, I have just, this is a root friend list. So this is a root friend list tag is a root. Under that we have a friend tag. Okay, we have a name tag. Okay, so this is a hierarchical structure. So this DTD will help us to see the document in a structured way. Okay, na? Means structure of a document and something about its data, we are getting information. So it is a set of markup informations that actually define a type of document. Okay, it will actually define the type of document. So the DTD can be declared inside an XML document. Okay, if we define it inside an inside the XML document, then it is called as inline. Okay, if we define outside, then it is called as external DTD. Okay, there are two types of DTD, internal and external. Okay, students. Now DTD determines how many times a node should appear. Node means that tag, that element will is noted by a node. Okay, na? How their child nodes are ordered. As you see that this will describe the tree structure. Okay, so here we have two types of data types. One data is called as PC data, another is called as C data. PC data is parsed character data. Parse matlab it have some checking, sort of checking. Okay, second is character, C for character data, not that is not usually parsed. Okay. So as it is seen that there is a tree, that is there is a one root tag that is called as address, and that address should have name, email, phone, birthday, and name must be first name, last name, birthdays, year, month, day, like this. So this is a tree format na. So this is a structure of a DTD. Okay na, an internal DTD. So in internal DTD you will just see we used to write this line. Actually this is an optional line. This question mark represent, this is optional, and it is called as, what is the name of it? It is called as XML prologue. It is XML prologue. The name of this line is XML prologue, where we will give the tell about the version which we are using. XML version is there. Sometimes we will use the what character type, UTF under character set is use -8 है ना. Doc type address is there, square bracket. Then we will write how many elements are there. This address element will consist of name, email, phone, birthday. This address will consist of name, email, phone and birthday. Okay. And this name again consists of first name, last name, and birthday consists of year, month and day. And I have mentioned here, name is first name last and birthday is year, month, day. Okay. Now first name is that data is passed, PC data, hash PC data. This is the way how we write it. PC data, year, month, date. The value is inputted from the page, web page. Okay. So this is how internal DTD declaration will takes place. It is how we can, this is the DTD, document type definition. Okay. So this is also we can explain with the help of some example. Same, the values are there. Okay. So the DTD of this document is looks like this. Okay. I have this information and the DTD of this is this. So we have now a lot of online, as I have said, online formatting tools were there. Similarly, we can also check for validation. Whether my XML document is well formed or not. So there are several validation tools also available on Google. You can just type XML validation and several tools will be opened. Okay. Now external DTD, as I have said, there are two ways, internal and external. Okay. Internal means inline, external means we have separate file. So for example, we have a separate file node.dtd. So for example, this is my XML, not user defined tag not is there. Okay. 2 is there. This is simple format of writing a mail to name from Jani, heading reminder, body is don't forget me this weekend. So this is na. So how this will be written in a DTD? We have make another file not.dtd and its document type definition is this element not. How many elements are there? Tags are there, to, from, heading, body, right? To will consist of information top, from. So I have later here PC data, heading PC data, body PC data. Okay, this is DTD, right? Now the building blocks of XML document, it means that in our document type definition, in my XML document, okay, we have element, we have attributes, we have entities, we have my data, which is of two types, either PC data, parsed data or character data. Okay na? So the document which follow such rules, there are also concept of referential entity reference is also there, but I don't think so it is matlab ki I will explain here. So the document which consists element, attribute, entities, this data consist of XML document. These are the building blocks of my XML document. Okay. So now XML schema, this is also very important. XML schema. Also we have these schema generator tools are there. Online we can type on Google schema generator, XML schema generator. Then what we will do? We will copy the XML file in those tools and that schema is generated. Okay. So what is schema? Generally that schema file is saved with the extension .xsd, XML schema definition. Okay. What is the purpose of this schema? It is used to validate the structure and the content of XML data. Simply keep in mind, it is used to describe and validate the structure and the content of XML data. Okay. Then what this schema will define? This schema will define our those components that we have used here. It will define elements, attributes, entities, the data, type of data. Okay. XML schema defines the elements, attributes, data types. Okay. And schema element supports namespace. This is also important. Now students, just give me 1 minute to explain this namespace. What is the concept of namespace is? Actually what happened, for example, I have two XML files, XML file 1 and XML file 2, for example. Okay. In this XML file, for example, I am using this table tag, and table tag I have defined height of that table, for example 10. Okay. I have the width tag is there, close tag width, okay, and close this table tag. This is one document, XML document 1, which is having this code, line of code. Okay. Now my XML document 2. Here also I am using table, but here I am using TD, TR, like of syntaxes, TD, TR, है ना, and table. Right. I have these two XML files. So I have used here table in respect of dimension of some table, hardware, and in this I am using the XML table. Now what happened? I want to merge these two documents. Whenever I merge these two documents, I will merge these two documents. Now in this single document, after merging, this will give error. Why this will give error? Because we are using the same tag, table. So if I write these two codes in one file, then it will generate error, because the interpreter, the compiler, it will not able to understand in what respect I am using the table. Okay. So to resolve such type of duplicacy, to resolve such type of error, we will use the concept of namespace. How I will use? Whenever I will use this content of table, I will prefix some data, prefix some value. For example, H colon. I have prefix H colon before every tag in this H. Okay. And while using this table, I have used another, for example, P colon. Now this prefixing this character before a tag is the concept of namespace. Okay, students. So namespace is defined as in XML NS. This is the syntax of writing a namespace, XML NS colon, name of that schema, that prefix equal to, here I will write user uniform resource information. Right, this is the syntax of defining a namespace. So in every schema you will see such type of syntax. Okay. Now see, we have used here also. See, this is a namespace. So what is the name of a namespace here? XS schema XML NS, and I have given a uniform resource information. www.w3.org XML schema. ठीक है. So while then in XML schema, whenever we write the element name, we will define XS. You will see XS, XS, XS. ठीक है students. So let me understand what is this. This is optional, as I have already told. The first line is optional. XML version 1.0 encoding UTF-8, which is, what is the name of this line? XML prologue, which is optional. Okay. Then secondly, we will define XML schema. ठीक है. Under this schema, we have all these tags, all these elements. Now understand it. My first tag name is contact. ठीक है. The element name, so it is represented by element name. ठीक है. So this is the root tag. Under this root tag, we have multiple subtags. ठीक है. Under this root tag, we have multiple subtag. So it is comes under, what is its type? Its type is defined as complex. ठीक है. Whenever a tag consists of number of subtags, then its type will become complex type. So in next line, I have written XS colon complex type. Okay. Now I want these subtags to be in the same sequence. I want these subtags to be in the same sequence as they are appeared in my XML document. Then I will use this sequence, X colon sequence. Okay. Now I have now another subtag. Under this contact, I have a subtag whose name is name. Element name is equal to name. ठीक है. And this type will represent the input value. The value is of string type. So I have written here type is equal to XS colon string. ठीक है. Another subtag is company. Its type is string. ठीक है. Now again third subtag is phone. Type is int. Integer value should be there. So I have defined int. So these subtags close. Then we will close all the tags. As we know that in XML it is compulsory to close all the tags. Sequence tag is closed. Then complex tag is closed. Complex type tag is closed. Then this element tag is closed. And at last this schema tag is closed. So this is how we will write the schema. Okay students. So XML schemas support data types. ठीक है. What types of data types? Complex type, just I have said. ठीक है. So it is easier to describe. Why we used to describe? Easier to describe allowable document content, easier to validate the correctness of data, easier to define data facts, easier to define data pattern, easier to convert data between different data types. So this is how I have used here. Now there are a lot of number of attributes also there. Now element, form, default, qualified is there, right? Element name, this is the root, this is the name of root tag here, note. ठीक है. Under this note we have two. We have used the see, I have used where is my initial file? Yeah, this is my XML file, right? Now what is the schema of this file? What happened? You just open at Google and type XML schema generator. So you will copy this XML file and then schema will be generated automatically. ठीक है. Or you can write it off yourself. So it is generated automatically. So this type of schema will be generated by that online tool. If you want to write, you can also write. Although it is a usual practice that developer will always provide the schema with that XML file also. ठीक है. Complex type, sequence, to, subtag, from, heading, body, sequence close, complex type close, element. So the example which we have taken initially, that XML files schema is looks like this. You can validate, you can check it online. As I have said, where you will check? You just type in Google online XML schema generator. You will just type here generator, where? On Google, and lot of tools will be there. ठीक है ना. That under that tool there is a option where you will upload that XML file. ठीक है ना. Then you will generate XSD. After generating your XSD, it will looks like this. ठीक है students. You will verify it. Okay. So a reference to an XML schema is given here. XMLNS. This I have already said. XMLNS is the XML namespace. ठीक है. www.akg.com XMLNS this is name of my schema XSI, ठीक है ना. I can also write of my own also, ठीक है ना. तो multiple namespace can be defined in a XML schema, ठीक है. So these are the attributes which we have already used: XML string, decimal, integer, boolean, date, time, ठीक है. Simple type, complex type, there are two types of types. When we have lot of child tags within that root tag, then we will define complex type. If no type is there, no child type is there, then I will define that type as simple type. Simple. Okay students, so I hope you will understand this, and how now I think you yourself able to write the schema also, okay. So in today's lecture I just finish it up. Thank you very much.